So, we have another sequel on our hands. Interesting. What's up, guys? FNL47 and welcome to Watching for the Plot. Subscribe if you want more content coming your way. Please, just do it. Okay, so we have Jitaku Keibiin 2 we're reviewing here, and this one is different from Jitaku Keibiin 1 because of like 2 reasons, and those 2 reasons are kind of important because they kind of make or break as to whether or not I think which one is better than the other. So let's just go ahead and give a brief summary as to what Jitaku Keibiin 2 actually is. So we have our heir here named Hikomori and his grandfather, Aizen, who's a quadrillionaire in a fancy schmancy mansion. Now, Aizen is supposed to hand down his heir to his grandson, Hikomori. However, obviously, there's conflict. What's the conflict? Women. It's always women. Women are always the root of all evil. God damn it. What is wrong with women? Am I right? Squad W, brother. The reason women are a problem in this series is because Hikomori wants to have this heir all to himself. However, his cousin, Reina, wants to marry on Aizen's premises so she can then technically claim heir because she has a relationship. I guess that's how it works. I don't know exactly how that fully works in regards to family, hand-me-downs, this, that, and the third. But according to this specific universe, if you get married on the premises and you're a daughter and you have a relationship before the actual firstborn son, then you get all the money. That's how it works, I guess. And so what Hikomori decides to do, the plot against this, is to eradicate, eliminate, and eviscerate all of the women in his premises by any means necessary. Now, this sounds very similar to the Jitaku Keibiin 1 plot. Well, that's because it is, right? Jitaku Keibiin 1 is essentially same premises, except the stakes weren't that high, right? The livelihood was next stake. Our boy Kareki, on the other hand, all he was doing was just violating his entire stepfamily because his dad got a new wife. And he just didn't want them to be there. That's Kareki's reason. Hikomori's, on the other hand, is like, I have my livelihood on stake. I want to be a billionaire, and if they stop me, I'm going to stop them from living a peaceful life. We start off with him interfering with Reina first. Of course, the back and forth is obviously hilarious because it's meant to be a major contrast, right? You start off with the girl like giving him mad shit, like, "Oh, what are you doing here, you fucking nerd? What the fuck you doing here? We got a ski mask on, little bitch." By the way, what is this character design? Jesus Christ. And then she goes to her room and he's like, "Well, goddamn it, I need to find massive dirt on her because I want to blackmail her so she can no longer take air." And then he goes, "This is good fat material, but I need actual hardcore blackmail." And the moment he says that, while looking at the cameras, boom, he sees her in a compromised position, confronts her, blackmails her. Now she's on his leash and will no longer be in line to catch the heir because she'll be feeling guilty to wanting to marry her husband, Hoji, because she's obviously being violated and now has Stockholm Syndrome to Hikomori. Now, with that mission out the way, we're on mission 2, which is episodes 3 and 4. What is mission 2? Getting the next woman out of the picture. Her name is Shiho. Now, why is Shiho relevant at all in this story? Well, mainly because the small itsy bitsy point of a plot that existed in this show was given and expositionally dumped by Shiho herself. No, nothing was dumped, like literally dumped. It was just like figuratively, word of speech. Come on, don't. The exposition dump went as followed, okay? So follow me. First of all, Hikomori was eavesdropping and heard that Aizen hid a diary of Megumi's murder. Now, who is Megumi? Well, Megumi, great question. Good question. Megumi is Hikomori's mother. Now, what does that have to do with Shiho and why is Shiho dropping this information? Shiho's father is Hiroshi. And plot twist of the predictable century, they're both related and they had an incest child, and that child was Hikomori. Now, the reason Shiho is in the house in the first place is to distract Aizen and the entire family from the fact that Hikomori was an incest child, and she's there on behalf of Hiroshi, either to, be his wife or wed our boy Hikomori here, which at the end that makes sense, but when she's explaining it makes no sense whatsoever, because if that was the case, then wouldn't that bring up, wait, what's his mother and what's her father? Since, they're still technically related. This sounds wonderful to dive into the conspiracy hole. I actually was really enthralled. I want to learn more about this plot line because it was interesting. They dropped in the last second, obviously, in like the last 10 minutes of episode 4, but it got me engaged. It got me like, okay, so finally, all this blackmail that Reina was going through, all this blackmail that Shiho was going through is finally going to pay off. I'm finally going to see something worthwhile from the Jitaku Keibiin series. Because I'm going to be honest, the last one I watched, the 2019-2020 version, they weren't that good. Okay, There were like looped beats, okay? Lo and behold, the moment all that shit's dropped, we kind of find out, boom, Aizen, remember, person who owned the mansion, the rich guy, the very, very rich guy, rich, he's dead in his room with his maid named Shiori. Now, why is he dead in the room? Well, again, as I mentioned before, he's just dumb rich. And he was supposed to hand off his heir to the niece of his named Reina, which is Hikamori's cousin. And because Reina was getting married to Hoji murdered him because he wanted the heir faster. But dumbass, you would have gotten the heir if you waited a week or two longer. I don't know why he did it so early, what the motive was, kind of ruined the entire plan. Not only does he not get the heir, but Reina doesn't get it either because the only reason that she was able to get it in the first place was because it was hinging on the marriage. And if the marriage is canceled, then the heir is canceled. Which I don't see how that works because technically speaking, if he's dead, then he can't really make that qualification whatsoever. Or a stipulation. But I guess the stipulation was made by him, so therefore if it's broken by his death, then it won't really count, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how anything legally works. Anyway, long story short, boom, Shiho gets the heir. Shiho gets all the fortune, all the billions, all the mansion. But instead of, lavishing in that lifestyle, she moves out, lives with Hikamori, and decides to live her life with her half-brother happily ever after. Now again, do they ever mention the plot? No. Do they ever bring up the fact that Megumi was murdered and it was in Reina's diary how she got murdered specifically? No. Do they ever mention the fact that Reina potentially murdered Hikamori's mother and that could have been Hikamori's reason as to why he was so motivated and hell-bent on torturing Reina? No. I had to infer that entire plot line. But no. They explain nothing here. They just leave us off with it and that's that. And it got my blood boiling again because I was expecting more. I don't know why I was expecting more. I'm gonna be honest here. I genuinely don't know why. What to say it's a disappointment is an understatement. Do I suggest you watch it? I mean, if you like watching really ugly fat dudes in ski masks just jerk off on pictures and then blackmail people with those said pictures you jerk off with, go ahead. It's all yours. All right, guys, I don't have an outro, but if I did, it wouldn't matter because don't make it far into the video. Good night. Day 4 of 7. I'm starting to feel really exhausted. Turn up for the game.